Taekook sisters, welcome back to PHY Taekook Family YouTube channel, and I'm here again with another update and another video analysis for all of you. And since because you like video analysis, I will be showing you more and more video analysis about Taekook. Now, I hope that you're all doing great and happy today. But before we start, I just would like to greet everybody a happy weekend. Now, Taekook sisters, the topic that we'll be discussing today is about Jimin and Jungkook. I know this speculates so much because there are a lot of also fans of Jungkook, so I will be presenting and discussing to you this information about Jungkook and Jimin. So together, let's all read every detail in this photos we're going to see. Here, Jimin once said that Jungkook reminds him of his younger brother since Jimin's brother and Jungkook are the same age. So, Taekook sisters, it is clear that Jimin himself said in this article, you can search it actually in the web browser, type Jimin and Jungkook treating each other as brothers. This article will come out. So now, Taekook sisters, as early as this video starts, I have already cleared it out for you that Jimin is saying that Jungkook reminds him of his younger brother because Jimin's brother is the same age with Jungkook. So here is another information that Jimin is really treating JK as his brother. This is a translation coming from this account with the username Matcha Milk Tea. This is what Jimin said to JK. The maknae, which is JK, who has worked harder from a young age than any of the other members, perhaps because he is the same age as my actual biological brother, so I often look after him. But at some point, I began to see him as my real brother. He's cute no matter what he does. So this is the exact definition and description of Jimin towards JK. Jimin cleared this in the first place that he sees only JK as his real brother. He is cute no matter what JK does because JK really resembles a lot of Jimin's brother, which is of the same age with JK. And this screenshot of Jimin while talking in front of a camera and saying that it's like a feeling of being Jungkook's dad. Again, Jimin himself said that it's like a feeling of being Jungkook's dad. So it is very evident, Taekook sisters, that Jimin really treats himself as a dad to Jungkook. He treats Jungkook as his younger brother, and now he said here he treats himself as Jungkook's dad. I guess it's very obvious that Jimin really clears out these things about his treatment towards JK. And from the beginning, we have to remember that Jimin himself always say that Jungkook is like his younger brother. That's why he treats Jungkook very well. He also stand himself as Jungkook's dad because Jimin really cares so much about JK in a way that he wants to be a Jungkook's dad because he loves Jungkook as maybe a parent, maybe a son. That's why in the first place, Jimin is clearing this all out for us. He loves JK, he cares for JK because he treats him as his younger brother, and he also set himself as an example as like JK's dad or father.
And here, this is during a concert of BTS. Jimin said this in front of thousands of armies. This is what Jimin said. Now I can say this. I'm Busan's pride. JK then talked to his microphone and said Busan's prince. He's referring to Jimin. Jimin then said after JK saying Busan's prince, Jimin then said on his mic again, I'm the older brother of Busan's pride, Busan's prince. Now, Taekook sisters, it is very very clear and obvious that JK and Jimin are really treating each other as brothers. Jimin, who called himself at that time as a Busan's pride, JK then said Busan's prince. And now, after saying that, Jimin cleared again that he is the older brother of Busan's pride, Busan's prince, which is Jungkook. So again, Jimin keeps on mentioning brother. The word here, the term that you should always remember is brother. Jimin keeps on saying that whenever he is with JK. So I guess it's very clear and evident. Even in this kind of scenarios, Jimin really shows and say it in front of thousands of armies that he is an older brother for JK.
And here is another photo of Jimin talking about brother. The term again, Jimin keeps on repeating this term brother. I am not sure if I am still remembering this, but I guess this was during BTS Festa, and Jimin said JK was again his like younger brother. So again, Taekook sisters keeps on telling us that JK is his younger brother. I know that some of you here who are watching my videos are not Taekooker, and some of you are just watching my videos to somehow bash me why I believe in Taekook. Now, I made this video very clear to you, Taekook sisters, that the video that everything I post, the analysis videos that I upload is based on my opinion, and I'm not forcing you to believe anything of what I say, but this is just my opinion, so I hope you respect mine. If you are a J-Cooker or if you are a Tae-Cooker, there's nothing wrong with that. I respect you as a person. So this is based on my opinion, and again, this is just to show the overview of how really we need to look at things so that we can somehow come up with a conclusion, whether it could be right or wrong. At least somehow we find this kind of evidences or proofs that somehow supports our claims that okay, Jungkook is real or Taekook is real. This is one of the reasons why I post videos. I want to support my claims that I believe in Taekook because this is my reason. I believe in Jungkook because I have supported my claims because this is my proofs. I want to show you the video analysis always because I want to prove that my claims have meaning, that my claims are also relevant about Taekook or Jungkook or so whatsoever, whether it is about BTS or just any other ships. I always make sure that I have something supporting details to prove to you that this could be something real or not. This could be true or false. Okay? Now, moving on, Taekook sisters, can you still remember the trip of Jimin and Jungkook recently in Japan? They went to Hokkaido, Japan together with bodyguards. That was a trip that the Hype labels produced. It was actually planned by JK and Jimin because JK have said before that Jimin wants to go to a place that somehow they could be doing some challenges or like that. Now, this is an information from that time when they went both to Japan. Now, let's read this. Walking through the lobby of Haneda Airport, Jimin, 28 years old, is a member of the Korean seven-member boy group BTS. The young man behind him, wearing the hood of his hoodie and walking with his head down, is Jungkook, 26 years old, also from BTS. The two were in the middle of a private trip in Japan, heading to Hokkaido with their bodyguards. Speaking of BTS, it was reported on November 22nd that Jimin, Jungkook, and fellow members RM, 29, and Taehyung have begun the process of enlisting in the South Korean Army for military service. In South Korea, all healthy adult males between the ages of 18 and 28 are required to serve in the military for 20 months. BTS members are required to serve in the military until they reach the age of 30 upon the recommendation of the Minister of Culture, Sports and Tourism was exempted from military service.
Now, the reason why I have read that to you, Taekook sisters, is that actually during at that time, there were a lot of G-cookers who have said that Taekook went for a private trip because they might be spending their time together in Japan because they will be enlisting in the military. Now, however, there are also claims or arguments that thrown by some Taekookers that it is not true that Jimin and Jungkook went to a private trip just to enjoy themselves together because they are a couple. But here is another information we need to read to understand the whole situation.
So in this is just actually a screenshot. I am not the person who did this information. I just got this online, so you can also search it. On his last trip before military service, Jungkook apparently recorded for Countdown TV TBS, but Jimin was completely private. They came to Japan on the same flight and stayed at different hotels. Okay? It's very clear, big sisters. They stayed for that private flight in Japan, but they stayed at different hotels. It seems like they enjoyed sightseeing in Tokyo before going to Hokkaido. That is according to BTS official account. Now, Taekook sisters, a lot of aunties, especially aunties, are showing and calling me that Jimin and JK were actually having their honeymoon in Japan last November 2023 because of that private trip together. As I've said earlier, I respect your opinion because that is from your heart, that is from your mind. Now, whether you think that that was a honeymoon between JK and Jimin in Japan, I have also my own opinion. And this is my way of showing to you how I illustrate things in a proper manner. Now, let's continue reading this information. The magazine saw Jungkook at an Abora Soba restaurant in Ginza, Chuo Ward, correct me if I'm wrong, Chuo Ward, Tokyo. Many fans crowded in front of the store, probably following them from the hotel where they were staying. Perhaps because of this, Jungkook kept his hood covered while he was eating, sitting at the counter and slurping noodles. Afterwards, he apparently walked around Ginza with his bodyguard for a while before heading to Haneda Airport. Jimin seemed to be enjoying curry at Koko Ichi in Shinjuku, and the scene was posted on his Instagram. Afterwards, the two apparently headed to Haneda Airport and headed to Hokkaido. I want to clear these things for you, Taekook sisters, that again, it was stated in this article that Jimin and JK went to a different places in Japan when they went for that private trip. And again, they weren't sleeping in the same hotels but in the different hotels. And they were spending their time in different places. JK went to eat a bora soba, and Jimin also went to another place in Shinjuku enjoying his kokoichi. And this is not my own words, Peacock Sisters. This is coming from an article. You can actually search there an information provision form HTTPS. There you can see the source of this information. You can search it for yourself. Now let's move on to another thing to discuss.
And now, to prove to you that I am really saying the truth, that Jimin went to Ginza store, because here is a proof. A Japanese girl working at Ginza stores meets Jimin yesterday. Jimin from BTS came over and my friend did the billing. But he always spoke kindly to me and his skin was beautiful even without makeup. Lastly, I forgot to bring the things he bought.
It's a translated part of her post in Twitter. Actually, when I was working part-time with a friend in Ginza yesterday around 7 p.m., Jimin from BTS came and my friend did the billing. I can't tell you the details because it's private, but he talked to me kindly the whole time and his skin was beautiful even without makeup. I forgot to take the things with me and ran with my friend. So obviously this Japanese girl just saw Jimin in Ginza store, and that place is different from the place where JK went. Again, Jimin went to Ginza store, but JK went to another place in Japan, and the private trip that Jungkook had were actually different. They went to different places. So if you are saying that both of them are having honeymoon there, I guess it would be absurd to say that, because there's a lot of information that they went to different places and even went to different hotels. And when that girl who saw Jimin in Ginza stores posted in his Twitter, someone have comment and ask, this account BTS7 with purple heart JMJK. He replied and commented on that post of the girl who saw Jimin, saying, did you see Jungkook also with Jimin at that time? And then the girl
Answered saying no. That means that the girl who saw Jimin didn't see JK together with Jimin at that time. So therefore, Jimin and Jungkook were not together in that Ginza store where Jimin was actually buying some things.
Now, another account from Twitter posted, this account is actually a Gcook account. Jimin was booked and busy in 2023 till he enlisted. That's why he has such a successful solo career. JK couldn't even stop talking about Jimin the whole time he was busy hyping him up and watching his content. If you really believe they didn't meet up behind closed doors, you were just delusional. So this account right here is actually telling us that Jimin is very busy, but still he still manages to have a conversation with JK. And this account is trying to tell us that if we do not believe that they have private moments to talk with each other, then we are delusional. Do you think? Do you agree with that? But again, this is her opinion, so let's not bash her. We should respect her. And also, she said that if you really believe they didn't meet up behind closed doors, you're just delusional. So she is trying to tell us here that Jimin and Jungkook are meeting each other behind doors. That means there is no camera. Jimin and Jungkook are meeting each other. So that means JK and Jimin are actually having something suspicious or acting suspicious because they are meeting outside or without any cameras. So what do you think? Do you agree that Jimin and Jungkook are really meeting each other privately? But here I'm showing you a photo coming from this account on Twitter again at 90SYMN. This was during an interview of Jimmy to Jimin. When Jimin was asked, with who in particular are you keep in touching most of the time? Like who is Jimin keeps on talking usually nowadays that they are somehow not back together, all of them, because they are in a break because they are preparing for the military. Now, when Jimin was asked with that question, who in particular he talks with, Jimin answered J-Hope and Suga. Now, I'm curious because a lot of people would say, especially aunties, would say Jimin always keeps talking with JK even in private. But how come here when Jimin was asked who he keeps in touch most of the time, he didn't answer JK. Why do you think so? If they are very close to each other, if they are meeting, if you say that they are meeting behind doors, behind cameras, then why did Jimin didn't mention the name of JK, of one of the people Jimin is talking to most of the time? And here we can see a post when Jimin and J-Hope visited Jin when Jin is entering a military enlistment. So Jimin said, "We went to visit Jin Young. I've been in contact for about 2 weeks. Actually, it would have been nice if all members can go, but since each are busy with their own work." So here, Jimin and J-Hope were the only persons who visited Jin during at that time. But though other members weren't able to attend and send off Jin to the military, though actually they sent off Jin, all of them, but this is the time when Jin just wearing all the stuffs and then got this bald hair already. Jimin highlighted there that the members are busy and Jimin and only J-Hope were the only ones who were able to have free time, so they went to Jin. Now, let's have another thing to discuss connected to this. I know you're all excited to know the real purpose of this video, but we are almost there. Just sit back and relax, and we're almost there. So right here, the right photo on the right side, considering that Jimin said that other members are busy with their work, look at the photo in the right side. This was actually taken by someone outside, just a normal person, not an idol, but a person like maybe a fan. She posted a photo of Jungkook and Taehyung, and somehow you can look at the background. It's somehow very the same. The wall are very the same. The wall is very the same. Now, that photo, we still don't know whether that is a true photo or edited, but that girl is somehow posting that she might be deleting that photo soon. So that's kind of suspicious, because what if that girl's post is true, that she saw really Taekook? And to think that Jimin said that other members are busy, but we can see Taekook were together. Now, what can you say about that? When in the first place, Jimin mentioned that other members cannot go with them together with J-Hope in Jin to the Jin, but we can see here that Taekook are going out. Now I don't mean to give any bad side comments about why Taekook didn't go to Jin during at that time, but maybe this is just a photo right here, but we really don't know whether it is a true photo or fake photo. But it's up to you whether you have this kind of interpretation that Taekook were really together at that time. Maybe yes or no, but what do you think? That girl posted that she knows that she might be bashed because that might proceed or start speculations, right? But she still posted it. So here is the next thing to discuss. This is a post coming from this account, GVNRETHV, with a caption, "Wasn't this the live where we found JK didn't save Jimin's number and then proceeded to ignore his comments? Why would you include this? OMG." Now, I have included this Taekook sisters not to mock panties, not to hurt them, but instead, since we are speculating, we are Taekookers, they are Jikookers, we have different speculations, right? We have to include things like this because this is an important, relevant information. Because at that time, JK rather, didn't remember the number or cell phone number of Jimin. JK didn't save Jimin's number. Maybe it was just an accident. But to think that you are claiming that Jimin and Jungkook have this special relationship, like romantic relationship going on between them. So if you speculate or if you claim that Jimin and Jungkook have a romantic relationship because you say they have been meeting behind cameras or behind doors, that means that they are somehow having a secret relationship. Now, if you claim that, how come JK didn't even save Jimin's number? How come he accidentally, let's say it was an accident that he didn't save Jimin's number? If they have this kind of romantic relationship, why did JK doesn't have any phone number in his phone? Why does he doesn't have Jimin's number if they have this private relationship, right? Think of that. And there's another photo right here. I know this was somehow a trending photo before when this happened exactly at that time. Now, some people said that they are romanticizing this photo because this is one of their somehow happy moments because JK visited Jimin in this place at that time because it was Jimin's birthday. Now this is the real thing what happened about that day. I will tell you what really exactly happened that day. JK was just passing. It was in the Big Hit building. JK was just passing and then Jimin saw him. So Jimin called, "Oh, JK, JK." JK said, "I was just going home." Then Jimin keeps on saying JK. JK then asked the staff, "You want me to go there?" So JK asked again. Taekook sisters, remember? JK asked the staff first, saying, "You want me to go there with Jimin?" And then when the staff answered yes, JK said, "Ah, okay." Then JK, "Hi to the armies. Hi armies, this is JK. I won't be here for long." But Jimin said, "What would have happened if I didn't see you passing by?" JK answered, "I would have just left home quietly. Why are you bringing me a mic?" So okay, Taekook sisters, let us analyze this conversation of Jimin and Jungkook here. Jimin saw Jungkook passing by at the hallway. So in that scenario, Jimin called JK. Actually, JK saw Jimin, but he decided not to interrupt the video that Jimin is doing. But Taekook sisters, since Jimin is calling JK, JK went inside. And before JK proceeded towards Jimin, JK asked the staff and saying, "You want me to go there?" So JK agrees with the staff going to Jimin's place. Now, the thing here that I want to highlight is that when JK asked Jimin, "Why are you bringing me a mic?" And also Jimin saying it that, "What if I didn't see you passing by?" JK just answered, "I will just get home quietly." So with those kind of information that we just knew right now, Bigcook sisters, we have found this is kind of intriguing because there are people who tries to claim that the Jimin and Jungkook are really into this kind of private relationship, like we used to have in Taekook. But I am not comparing Taekook and Jikook here. It's different. Now they are claiming that they have this special bond. Yes, they have the special bond, but when we say it's somehow a romantic relationship, I would say, in my opinion, not, not they are not in a romantic relationship. First is to go back with the first photo that I've shown to you, that Jimin himself, even before, said it that JK is like his younger brother, and Jimin himself also said that he is like JK's dad. Now, in this photo, where we have seen the conversation of JK and Jimin during that live, JK just said that he will just pass by Jimin without even getting into Jimin's place and talk somehow. Just ask, "Oh, how are you? How are you doing lately?" Like that. No, JK just said he will just go home quietly. And he also said to Jimin, "Why are you giving me a mic?" That action of JK somehow is giving me the kind of feeling that he doesn't want to talk. He doesn't want to prolong the situation that he is in. Like he is confused why he is given a mic, and he is in that way. Because sisters, you can also reflect, like if we put ourselves in the shoes of JK, it looks like, in my opinion, JK doesn't want to be recorded or doesn't want to be in that place. Maybe JK was tired, but the thing that I want to prove is that he said that he will just pass by quietly and go home without even like talking to Jimin. And if you say, and again you claim that Jungkook is real, Jungkook is totally having this private relationship, I don't think so. Maybe there's another side of the story that I don't know. So I'm hoping that I get to analyze more videos of Jungkook and Taekook for the following days to come. Now I will end this video right here, because sisters, I hope that you got an important information about this, about the travel of Jungkook in Japan together, about the information that Jimin really treats Jungkook as his younger brother, that Jimin treats or call him as a dad of JK, that Jimin and Jungkook were actually spending different hotels and different places to eat during their private trip in Japan, that in the life of Jimin, JK doesn't want to stay longer because he just said he just walked past by Jimin quietly. So with those information, I guess my opinion is valid, that I don't think Jungkook or Jimin and Jungkook have this kind of romantic relationship. So that's it. I hope you subscribe, turn on notification bell, like, share, and comment your thoughts about this one. And please, again, I'm reminding you, please don't bash or hateful comments in the comment section. I respect your opinion, so please respect mine too. Again, see you in the next video, and stay updated for more analysis videos like this, or you can request your analysis videos also. I also ship actually Yunmin, so if you want me to make an analysis video about Yunmin, I can also do that. Just comment it down. Thank you and love you all. Have a great day.